Well, I've got so many guns that I'm going to have to carry with me to the gun show that I'm going to make me a box with wheels on it that I can wheel from my truck to the gun show. And this is $130 worth of lumber and wheels and a hinge and a couple of hasps. Can you believe that? 130 bucks there. Lumber has gone up. And calling these number ones is being real generous. Lowe's, look at these. They're calling these number ones. I hate to see the number twos. Anyway, I'll show you what this looks like as I go along. I don't have a real plan wrote out. I got sort of a idea in my head, and these 2x4s are going to be what I use to attach to one end to push it around. And somehow I'm going to incorporate a gun rack on these, so when I get there and I slide this box that I'm making up underneath the table at the gun show, I can use the handles as a gun rack for maybe 5 guns. Because I'm really going to be pressed for space. I'm only going to rent one table, and I got probably 25 or 30 guns I'm bringing, plus scopes and some of the crap I've accumulated over the years and want to get rid of so I can buy more crap. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like as I go along. All right, I've got this is going to be the lid of the box. I've got all my angles cut. I've got my rabbets cut, 3/8 by 1/2 inch, because that's the plywood I'm using right here. For the top and the bottom is birch plywood. It's 1/2 inch. I've got the sides, the 2 long sides and the 2 short ends. I've got them all cut and the rabbets cut. But unfortunately, the mosquitoes have found me. It's finally cooled enough out here where I'm not dying of heat. It was 106 degrees here where I live in September. That's just unheard of here. Well, anyway, the mosquitoes have found me, and I'm going to have to call it quits tonight, because if I don't, I won't have any blood left here in a couple hours. I'll get back on this tomorrow. See ya. All right, there's the lid. For amateur, it come out pretty good. I'm proud enough of it. I have a friend who is a master carpenter and has very expensive tools and could do a much better job. But for what I've got and for my skill level, I'm happy. Here's old cheap Craftsman table saw that I'm doing all my miters and rabbets with, and it's not right on the money, you know. God, it's hot out here already. All right, I'm going to make the base, and I'll show you that. Okay, I got the bottom built. I'm going to have to invest in about 2 gallons of wood putty to hide my mistakes. But when I get it all together and sanded down, you'll have to look real hard to find my gaps. Oh well. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, do a little sanding, put the hinge on that lid there, put the wheels on the bottom. The bottom is facing up right now. And then I'm going to work on the handles that I'm going to bolt onto this to push it around with. And I'm hoping to incorporate somehow on the handles, you'll see when I get to it, a way of hanging guns on it, because I'm really tight for space and I don't want to rent more than one table. So I'll give this a few hours to dry and I'll be back. Okay, I got the casters on. I'm fixing to put the hinge on, put the lid on, and cross your fingers and hope it's square. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call it square. I would call it squarish, approaching square. But see, that's where the miracle of sandpaper comes in. I believe I can square that up with About $30 worth of sandpaper. Okay. I'm going to let it dry a little longer before I hit it with a sander, because it's only been a couple hours since I put that glue on. Sand it up. And then these are going to be attached to the end with the swiveling casters, which is this end right here. They're going to be vertical. One here, one here, going up and down this way. And I'm not going to cut slots in them for a gun, but I think I'm going to add hooks that you can hang guns off of. And I'll slide that up underneath the table where the handles are right up against the edge of the table. And I'll hang my guns here along with my space on the table, and maybe I can get away with just renting one table. Alright, I'm going to come back in a couple hours. Okay, I got all my hardware on. I got the thing sanded, and I'm not going to stain it. I'm just going to hit it with some clear. This thing's going to get banged around in my pickup truck and drug in and out of the house, and it's probably in for some rough treatment. So I'm not going to make it so pretty that it'll hurt me if it gets damaged. So my next here, I'm going to get a table out so I can judge the height. You'll see in a minute. And I'm going to start working on the handles. Okay, it's coming together. I had about 9 interruptions, but I'm getting there. And once again, my wife wants Mexican food, so I'm going to have to cut it short here and carry to eat Mexican food. That's all it takes to make her happy. I guess I can do that. Okay, I got the basic handle started. Now I'm going to figure out a way to turn that into a gun rack when I've got this box slid up under the table once I get to where I'm going. Man, I am liking this. This is exactly in my mind how I had planned this, and I still got a little tweaking to do, but here's what my intention was: to slide my box, my Gunshow box, up underneath the table. Now the Gunshow table's, you know, a good foot wider than this. This is just a tiny little table, and it's also 8 foot long. And then this is going to keep me from having to rent another table for $60. Now all I got to do is cut slots for the gun to rest in on that side too. The stock on this end, the barrel on that end, and here, pull the box out. I'm ready to go home. Fold the gun rest down. And there we go. Push this out to my truck and beg somebody to help me lift it up in there. Alright, I'm only going to do one more clip. As soon as I get these slots cut for the stock and the barrel for the gun to rest in, it'll be done. Alright, I'm done. That was what I had in mind. Man, I'm whooped. It's been a long day. Could use a little help cleaning up. Any volunteers? Anyone? Bueller? Okay, I'm going to put this up, and I'll show one more clip of it when I get to the gun show this weekend. And I'll put this clip up now, and when I get to the gun show this weekend, I'll upload a short one of my box in use and me all set up at the gun show. Thanks for watching.